Back when I was in 7th grade, I had an experience that scared me like nothing else. It was a day when I had half the school day off, and I was home alone. I was just minding my own business when suddenly there was a loud, hard knocking on the back door. Right away, I knew something was wrong because we hardly ever had visitors. Plus, the way this person knocked was different from how my dad usually did. It made me feel uneasy, and I froze up in my room. After a while, I decided to peek out of my room, which was right in front of the back door. Strangely, it had gone all quiet outside, so I went back into my room, feeling nervous. But as soon as I closed my door, I heard the sound of glass breaking. Without wasting a moment, I turned off my computer and TV and dove under my bed. I stayed there, scared out of my mind. For the next 40 minutes, I could hear someone moving around in my living room and my parents' room. It was like they were searching for something. Eventually, I heard them leave. While all of this was happening, I was on the phone with the police, but they didn't believe me. They thought it was some kind of prank call, and it took them a whole 70 minutes to finally come over. What's strange is that the police station was just 3 streets away from my house. It turns out, the person who broke in was actually looking for drug money. The weirdest part was that the only thing this person took was my lunch money, which I had left on a counter outside for the next day. That day was the scariest moment I've ever experienced in my life. I never imagined something like this could happen, especially when I was home alone. It taught me to be extra cautious and to always trust my instincts when something feels off. It all happened late that night, around 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. I usually take my dog for a walk around my house during those hours. It might not be the safest thing, but I live in a remote wooded area, far from other people. One night, as I was heading downstairs for our late night walk, something caught my eye. My sister's door was open, and the lights were on. That was odd because she had moved out 6 years ago, and nobody really went into her room anymore. Curiosity got the better of me, so I went in to turn off the lights and close the door. But what I found was beyond strange. There was a man trying to hide behind her broken closet door. It was filled with boxes, so there wasn't really anywhere for him to hide. I decided to play it cool, acting like I hadn't seen him. I left the room, went to another room, and grabbed my shotgun. Then I returned to her room and told the man not to move, warning him that I'd protect myself if he did. Without hesitation, he jumped out from behind the closet door and bolted out of the room as fast as he could. I had a clear shot, but I chose not to take it. I had seen this guy's face before. A few days earlier, he had knocked on my door, claiming to know my neighbor and saying he was looking for copper to sell. It struck me as suspicious back then. I decided not to call the cops that night, but I made it clear that if he ever came back, he was taking a serious risk. I was fast asleep in my bed when suddenly I heard a loud bang. At first, I didn't think much of it. You see, I have a big cat tree downstairs that's always getting knocked over, so I figured it was just that. I rolled over and tried to go back to sleep, but then something unusual happened. My elderly cat, sensing something was wrong, came running into my bedroom. She jumped up on the bed and tried to hide under the blankets. This startled me wide awake. As I started to fully wake up, I saw two men coming up my stairs. It was like time stood still and sped up at the same time. Panic surged through me. Without thinking, I leaped out of bed and began screaming, "Get out of my house!" I kept repeating it, my voice echoing through the house as I chased the intruders, all the while thinking about what was happening. I could see their getaway car, but the license number escaped my memory like a fading dream. Fortunately, I wasn't seriously hurt, and they didn't manage to steal anything. The very next day, I wasted no time and installed security cameras all over my house to make sure nothing like this could happen again.